Mountainberg schools will be closed today after those storms we saw sweeping through our area yesterday.
5 News reporter Claire Everbach is joining us live with the latest this morning. Good morning, Claire.
Good morning, Tiffany. Joe. Well, the city certainly has made significant progress since what we showed you last night. Emily Moss was here yesterday and this road was completely blocked off. Now it is cleared, but there is still some damage on the side of the road. Let's take a look at what some of this is. These trees have fallen and this power line fell a little bit to the left. Again, the city has made significant progress, but there is still a ways to go, especially as people remain without power and that extreme heat does remain in effect. The mayor here says that she'll do everything in her power to get that electricity on as soon as possible. And as Joe mentioned, classes are canceled today in Mountainberg, but if you do have to head out to work, it is important to be extra cautious. We're going to have photojournalist Will Maxwell take things over to this side. As you can see, there are some wires down. That is quite dangerous to come across in the middle of the road or on the side of the road. So be extra cautious of that if you are driving this morning. It's still early, but we've seen a few people out and about in addition to those emergency vehicles just doing their best to get everything cleaned up. The city of Mountainberg is very grateful to Fort Smith, Mulberry, and even Representative Womack's office for reaching out to help with this cleanup. Their main priority right now, of course, is making sure everyone is safe and to get that power turned back on, because with this extreme heat, every hour without electricity does matter. I've reached out to the mayor. We will hope to hear from her later this morning. Live in Mountainberg, covering news where you live. Claire Everbach, 5 News.
Thanks for that, Claire. Well, Monday's storms also damaged the Lake Fort Smith water treatment plant and knocked out power. The city says it's now producing 5 to 10 million fewer gallons of water per day and is asking customers to conserve.
Well, the fight over a Franklin County mega prison is heating up once again.
The Arkansas Democrat Gazette reports that the state has quietly canceled the 3,000-bed project, citing internal emails from corrections officials.
But now the governor's office is saying that those documents do not represent a final decision. Catherine Rowley has more.
An April email from a corrections official describes the Franklin County project as canceled. Another internal plan reportedly outlines possible expansions at existing facilities, but do not include a new prison in Franklin County. The governor's office does not dispute the documents, but in a statement to THV 11, a spokesman called them an exchange of ideas by staff, not a final policy decision.
The office says Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders still believes Franklin County is the best opportunity to expand prison capacity.
Anybody with a construction IQ above 10 that looked at this reasonably would see this location was not a good location to build a mega prison facility for multiple reasons.
Senator Brian King has opposed the proposed Franklin County prison from the very beginning. He says the state should move away from one large prison and look instead at expanding facilities closer to where incarcerated Arkansans come from.
We do need to look at facilities up in Northwest Arkansas. When you look at prisoner transport, keeping the inmates closer to home, those are realistic options that we should look at.
The administration says it's also looking at adding beds at existing facilities and expanding programs designed to reduce incarceration rates. King says that approach makes more financial sense than building a single mega prison.
We need to get out of this mindset of building one mega facility, because you can see other states, those are financial disasters and do not serve the best interests of the citizens.
For now, the Franklin County project remains in limbo, not formally canceled, but the state is considering other options to add prison capacity. Lawmakers could take up the issue during the next legislative session, and the governor's office says it will continue pursuing options to expand capacity while keeping dangerous criminals off of the streets. We also reached out to the Department of Corrections, but have not heard back.
Well, Fort Smith City directors are set to discuss two big items on their agenda tonight. First, the proposal to let voters decide on the change of government. Directors have already failed to pass the proposal twice. A citizen petition already being counted to get it on the ballot, though. Second, an ordinance that would fine cities or entities that transport people experiencing homelessness into the city of Fort Smith. And today, the Fayetteville City Council will consider an ordinance to strengthen data center regulations. Back in June, the council approved regulations on water and power usage. But the meeting today on the agenda, it says additional steps could help protect the health and safety of community members. The new measure would address wastewater discharge, noise levels, and more. Earlier this summer, council members said they do not know of any large data center projects being proposed in Fayetteville right now.